All right, take two. You ready? And action.
Hi, JB.
Hi.
So I know, and everybody that follows you on LinkedIn knows
Oh, shoot.
what JB stands for.
Uh-huh.
But for those that don't, what does JB stand for, and how long? And have you always gone by JB?
Great question. So I honor my mother and my father by letting people know that my name is Jennifer Beasley, Jennifer Nicole Beasley, and I have gone by JB, JayBee, probably since the beginning of college, so like 2007.
Okay.
Dating myself for sure, but I don't care. I graduated from high school in 2007.
That's a trend on this show.
Okay, good.
I do it. Everyone does it.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Now you should be blessed for whatever age you are, right?
Yeah.
So, graduated in high school in 2007. So I think as soon as I got to college, I was like, everybody's gonna know me by JB, not this Jennifer person. Number one, I don't feel like I look like a Jennifer. I don't know. It's just weird to me when I hear it. So that's how long I've been going by it, and to spell it out that way instead of just the JB, number one, that's like the number one used initials for someone's name.
Okay.
Like most popular.
Is that
for
true?
whatever.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
yeah, for sure. I've done the research, I promise.
Okay.
But no one spells it like me. I'm sure some people do. There's 8 billion people in the world, but no one in my proximity spells it like me, and I think it gives it more femininity to it instead of just the J and the B. And also, I just say, what's going down? Yeah, it's your girl JB, and JB stands for Just Believe.
I almost started. Oh, just believe. I like that. I almost started this episode by saying, "What's going on, y'all? I'm here. I'm here with your girl JB."
I definitely want you to do that. That's so cool.
So yeah, and so among other things, you are an author.
Oh yeah.
So here's what I want to ask about that. And that's also why I wore the Asia shirt. Asia also.
Oh yes.
Also an author.
Yes. They're a black girl. Yes.
So yeah, and so what I want to ask about that is, how did you summon the effort and commitment to get all the way through writing an entire book? And follow-up question for that is, do you intend to do you want to keep going in that field? Like, do you want to do something else after your current your current entry?
I have no idea because it was my first one, so we'll find out. But I went to college for broadcast journalism. I started in music, and then I was like, no, not music. Okay. Definitely the writing.
Music business or?
No, not music business. I went for music because I wanted to be a singer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you like? Oh, so not to derail that.
Yeah, good. I remember.
What if you like? So what do you study? If you're was it theater? Or?
No. So in music at Cal State Long Beach was like theory of music.
Oh, okay.
Where did Mozart come from? How did Bach come up with his, his symphony and things like that? Things that did not interest me.
Music history.
Yeah, orchestra. Like when they said music, they meant like the instruments, how to read music, things like that. And I was like, I'm trying to get in the studio now. You know, it wasn't that, and they don't really tell you that, I guess, beforehand. So that semester was all bad for me. Got into broadcast journalism. I always wanted to be on some type of mic, hosting something. That's just been always. Definitely wanted to do singing. Gave that up. As far as the book goes, I knew that I would write a book, but I always thought it would be a poetry book. Like always. This came about after I was diagnosed, and I was like, oh, people have to know how this goes, especially being diagnosed with cancer at 23. People need to know, like, how it feels to be diagnosed, what are the symptoms, what does it look like, how does your family react, because people forget that not only you are going through that, but your family is as well. I'm a twin, so like, how does my siblings.
Is that true? I didn't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm a
yes,
twin.
you told me that.
Yeah.
You told me that once. Yes.
Yeah, I'm a twin. So how does she feel about it, things like that. Mustering up the courage to do it was very hard. I was diagnosed in 2013, and it is 2024, and I just finished that book in 2023. It took me 10 years, for sure.
Yeah.
It's not something that you want to relive all the time, and then telling your business like that. I'm not a business teller like that. So that was like, ooh, kind of iffy to me.
Yeah.
Other people's business would be out as well because they're a part of my family. I tried my best not to say people's names in the book. I'm like, mom, dad, sister, my boo, my this, you know what I mean? Things like that. So I don't like ruffle feathers, but it took me definitely that long. I'm self-published. It's on Amazon now. It's only like 64 pages.
Put the link
Please
down
do.
there.
Super short, super easy read because I know how my people do, and they are not readers like that. But it definitely is a good way to see how it goes, what a person goes through, and then obviously they're coming out on the other side of it to even talk about it. So straight out of chemo, a fight for love in life. It was exactly that, a fight for love for sure and for life.
Yeah. Wow. So, man, so 10 years it took, huh? That's, that, it would probably take me about 20 years. If
Probably,
I was gonna write a book.
because it's hard. It's hard. It's just, I had so much to say about it. And I definitely took things that I wanted to say out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it took that long, and I just became 10 years cancer free this year too. So I was like, oh shoot, well, let's, thanks. September 23rd, my cancerversary.
We love that.
So yeah, and I published that book on my grandmother's birthday, October 18th. She was she didn't survive cancer. She passed away from breast cancer. So
I'm sorry to hear that. So did my grandmother.
Yeah,
my mother's side,
It's something in the water, or in my black family, something in the milk ain't clean. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but people do survive it, and I think those people should be recognized a little bit more than what they are, other than just their diagnosis. People still live on to live happy lives. And I say in the book, and try to say all the time, cancer is, it's a word. It's not a sentence. It doesn't have to mean death for you.
That is, so, and without getting into too much, because I want people to actually check out the book.
Yes, please.
But people do treat people with cancer like they are dead. Is that, would you not
dead.
say that? Would you not say that?
Heck
right?
Yeah. So many of my
this
friends,
is why people
I
now
don't.
People now they'll hide
Won't even tell you. Yeah.
They'll hide it.
Well, there's reasons. Obviously, there are signs that something's wrong. But some people won't tell you. Shout out to, and rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, who people didn't even know. That's King T'Challa, y'all. Get your Black Panther up.
Famously hit it. Another guy, famous comedian Norm Macdonald, died of cancer. Hit it. Did not.
A lot of
knew.
people just don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
There's always that person that's like, "Oh, this is what you should take." Oh, okay. Have you had cancer before? Do you know this works? You know,
like
everybody's
I'll
a
take a
doctor
shot
all
of
of a sudden.
wheatgrass and that'll clear it right up.
Yeah,
right? Okay, cool.
But people definitely treat you like you're already dead, or in my case, people will say that they'll be there for you, and then they can't take it. It's very hard for them. It's heavy for them, so they can't take it, and they just stop being around. I don't want to see you die, is what someone told me. So. Yeah,
and it's like, well, I'm here right now.
Right. I mean, literally in your face talking to you. You can hear me.
We can just hang out and have coffee. I'm not going to die right here in front of you.
Right. So,
but that's huge, and that's harrowing. And I mean, I would love to ask more about it, but the story's in the book.
It is.
Straight out of chemo.
Yes.
Straight out of chemo.
A Fight for Love and Life.
Fight for Love and Life. I do love that title.
Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to the city, man.
I do love that. Speaking, all right, before we go on, I did forget that you are from Compton.
I am.
So
how could you forget?
So I want to ask you how happy you are about Kendrick Lamar having just being so victorious in his beef with Drake. How happy does that make you?
I'm elated.
Yeah, are you elated? Yeah, I'm sure you are.
I'm not. I haven't been a Drake fan, since he came out. It wasn't like a Kendrick thing, and this is just my personal thing, right? Great music, all that good stuff is just not my cup of tea. You know what I mean? It just seems like inauthentic to me, but obviously great music, and he has a song called March 14th, and that's my birthday, so I'm like, okay, maybe Drake could be cool. I don't know. Anyways, I'm very happy about it. In the city, Kendrick is definitely
the dude,
the guy. One of the most prolific from the city, male wise. But I plan to be the most prolific female wise. You know what I'm saying?
We love that. Yes.
I've worked with some really, really, really amazing and cool people from the city, and there are things that people don't know about it that I have made my just due to let the world know that Compton is more than NWA and Kendrick, although he does amazing things.
True,
it's more than that.
Big hip hop city, really kind of. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Forgot. I did know that, but really big hip hop city.
100.
All right, so can you give me one fun fact about Compton?
100%.
that nobody would know?
100%.
Okay, please do.
All right, so Compton it came about in 1888, May 1888, so happy birthday. What some people don't know, I think that they would love to hear, is that the people that have lived in Compton. So George W. Bush Sr. lived in Compton for about a year. Kevin Costner was born in Compton.
Oh, Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
Waterworld.
Yeah, come on.
Underrated.
That's one of my favorite. People be sleep on
Is it
Waterworld.
really?
Yeah, man, I love it.
I love that movie.
I love
Waterworld.
Waterworld.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
watch it every time I see it come on HBO.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
And of course, The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston. Everybody knows Kevin for that one.
Yeah, yes.
And what is he in Yellowstone?
Yeah.
So definitely still a prevalent actor, but I say that because like he's around and he was born there. Compton doesn't specifically have a hospital anymore. The one that was there, I think it like went away in like 1989, right when I was born. So I was born in L.A. technically.
Yeah.
But on Rosecrans, which is one of the most popular cities or streets in Compton, Rosecrans and Central. That's where Tams is, where Kendrick does all his videos and stuff. But I think those two people being from there is like, what? George Bush, Kevin Costner? Like, yes, white people did go and live in Compton.
There are some white people from there.
Yes,
sure.
and not only that, I think something that people should know is that Compton is big agriculturally. It has a huge equestrian lifestyle there, I would say. Shout out to the Compton Cowboys and Randy Savvy and all those guys I went to school with. They are really pushing the narrative about the equestrian life that is in Compton. There's so much agriculture, really rich crops. People from Northern California in the beginning of the day, so like the 1880s, right?
Yeah.
Came from Stockton to Compton. Compton is founded by a man named Mr. I can't remember his first name, Compton, white man. And he founded the city. So
wow.
Very cool things that happen there. Know your history.
I love that.
Yep.
I love that. The Kevin Costner one is a curveball. That's definitely a curveball. You wouldn't have expected that. So that is actually a segue into another question I have, which is a sort of an elephant in the room question, which we don't have to like. We can cut it if we don't want to use it. But
okay.
So, what is it like to be a black woman working in hockey? Let's talk about it.
Keep it, baby. Gotta keep that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Absolutely. So for the beginning of it, right? I'll start beginning, middle, and there is no end because I plan on taking this, right?
Yeah.
So the beginning, I was super nervous, right? Demographic wise, how
For
are
that
these
reason.
fans?
For that
Yeah.
reason.
I don't know if people have watched it. It's called Black. Of course, it's Black something, but Black Point, Black Spot, Black Puck, Black something. Anyway, it's on Disney Plus, and it's about the trials, tribulations, and hard times of black people in hockey specifically.
Yeah.
So I watched that before going to auditions. What
Wow.
it's like, yeah, for sure. I do my research on everything just to make sure that
I'm getting to understand that. I'm coming to understand that. Okay.
I think it sets me apart from other hosts because some people can just walk in and start talking and you have it. It's in me, not on me. I know that I can host. What can I do to set me apart from these things? So I did my research on hockey. I know the Wayne Gretzky's. I know the LA Kings. I know, the VGK Golden Knights coming here and doing their thing right in a time where I think people needed sport and community the most, as far as the Vegas Strong movement and all of that. But it was hard for me at first. I didn't know how the people were going to take me. Like, who is this girl, But because I know what I'm doing and I know that I can make people happy regardless of, you're not there for me. You're there for this game, for this camaraderie, for this community.
Right.
And that's what I'm all about. Whether it's Compton or it's hockey, like I'm going to bring the fun in the community. I'm going to bring us all together for this one thing. We want to win. So let's figure out how we can do that.
Yeah.
And so far, it's been great. I've had no complaints. It seems like everybody is cool with the black girl down on the ice. And yeah, I know how to swim and I know how to walk on ice cleats. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Yes. We're shattering all stereotypes.
All of them. Yeah. I'm from Compton too, and I know how to, read. Because you would think that people thought that was like a third world country or something. That Compton just means that you're from the gutter. You don't have an education. You come from like a terrible background.
Is that really the stigma for Compton? I did not. I mean, I'm from New York, so I wouldn't know. But.
Yeah, definitely that. I mean, both of my parents were police officers when they met.
Oh,
people,
really?
Yeah, that's how they met. My grandmother was like a custodian and jailer at the police station that they worked at. That's in the book too. But Yeah, my background, I don't think people would think what they think, but that's why
Yeah.
you shouldn't think. You should get to know.
Oh, I love that. Hey, see, that's a good quote. That's a good. We like that quote.
Thanks.
That's gonna be an
I love a
Instagram reel
quote.
for sure.
Yeah.
So, seeing yourself on camera regularly in front of thousands of fans, is that stressful? Is that scary?
No.
No.
No. Scary and stressful is sitting in front of one person for me. I don't like one-on-one. I don't like one-on-two. You know, I like crowds. Give me the thousands. Give me the tens of thousands. No, I don't look back at film a lot. I don't see myself on screen a lot. I'm looking at the people.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, even like camera-wise, RF-wise, whatever it is, like I'm not really looking into the camera sometimes when it's
Yeah.
like something that I don't have to. You
Right.
know, I'm looking at the people because
Right.
I want to be in this moment and I want them to feel my energy from that. I don't know how that is from a camera place. I just will know what I feel in me, you know, and then
Yeah.
that moment and in those words. So no, it's not stressful. The one-on-one is way more stressful.
That's interesting. What is it about the one-on-one? Is it the intimacy? Is it the feel? You feel like like is there some shield you feel when it's a lot of people and you get to like kind of like really power through and perform, and then it's too personal? Like what is it? Like let's see.
I've
Let's
done my
do
research.
therapy here.
I've done my research on it because I was like, something's wrong here. It really is a thing for me.
Really?
It's not the intimacy. It's not that. It is you can see everything. You know, I know when I'm speaking to someone, I'm looking them in their eyes and all of that stuff. Like you can see all my flaws, all the things that I was working on this morning, my skincare routine. Did I do it right today? Like you can just see everything. And I feel like my words will be lost because the judgment will be so overshadowing of whatever they see.
Really?
Of course, in my own mind, right? Somebody probably is not even looking at the things I think that they're looking
Yeah, right.
at. But that's why I don't like that. I don't like that. When it's thousands, who cares?
Yeah,
you
who
know, I
cares?
don't know. I can't even think about that one brain because there's thousands of brains in here. But with the one, it's like, oh, you see it all, don't you?
That's interesting.
don't
That
like
is
it.
so interesting. That makes total sense, though. That makes total sense because it's like even if it's like 20 people, it's like, well, I can't manage everyone,
Right.
So oh well, you
Yep.
know, and then it kind of goes out the window.
But if there's one, you know, which is why even camera guys, I'm always like, whoa, they can see it all. Like, you're probably not paying attention to that because you're thinking about cord management and, you know, stopping here and knowing that another camera has to connect here. And is my, you know, are my color grading correct? You know, all of that stuff. I think you're looking directly at me and you can see it all. So
Well,
Scares me.
If I can alleviate some.
Yes,
of
you
that,
can, because you were there.
We're looking at a really small screen, so
Okay.
we're not seeing finer details of like I have this scar or whatever. Like,
Right.
we're not seeing that. The
Okay,
screen's
good.
this big.
okay, good.
You know, so if I can at least alleviate that.
A little bit.
But yeah, you know, like listen, this is the thing about that, and I'm sure you know this, but I just like to say this when the time comes to say it is, we are all going through that. We're all going through that. Maybe not in the same flavor or style.
Right.
But like from the most attractive to the least attractive to everything in between, we're all going through that.
Yeah.
We're all like, I don't feel, sometimes anybody can wake up and be like, I don't feel like I look good today. I don't like how I look today. I don't want to talk to people today or whatever. Like we all go through that. We all have to power through that. And that, when I'm feeling that way, that's one of the things that helps me feel better about it is like, you know what? I'm not alone in this. We're all feeling this. This is a part of the human condition. And oh, well, you know, like today is not my day. Maybe tomorrow will be a better day, you know, or whatever.
100%.
So now everybody's self-esteem is better. And
Woohoo!
we're all in agreement.
Self-esteem.
Yay.
Self-esteem. That's when I came up with Compton Celebrity. It was like, people clearly don't feel good about their own environment. That's why they treat it the way they do. That's why people can talk about it the way they do without any form of repercussion from the people that actually live there, because you don't have self-esteem in where you're actually from. If you treated yourself or your community like it was a celebrity, like it was Beyonce walking down the street, you'd be ready to roll out a red carpet.
Yeah.
You'd be telling people all about it. Why can't you feel like that about yourself? So, you know.
So
I
let's
just
talk
wanted
about
to.
that. Let's cover that. Like, tell me a little bit about Compton Celebrity, what it is, what's the like the mission or vision behind it,
Yeah.
and like where do you want to take it?
Yeah, so I have been working on Compton Celebrity since 2018. It is a registered trademark now. I own these words. It took me a second, but I do. And I decided to do it for exactly what I was talking about, that self-esteem aspect. I felt like I went to school. I do great things. I love my city. I know all about it and what people are doing here. How can I show the world that it's not just this gangster place, that we are opulent, that we care about our people too. So Compton Celebrity came about, and it is a lifestyle brand that assists people with learning about the city and brings opulence to the underrepresented. Right now, I've been able to sponsor some scholarships. I've been able to sponsor some events that happen in the city. I'm a mentor for some folks that have businesses coming up, lifestyle businesses, clothing brands, and I kind of just talked to them, number one, about who do I know and who are my resources as far as branding and coming up with different ideas and just putting your idea out there and getting your LLC and those things. People don't teach that, Yeah, it's a platform for me to give back to my community. It's my love letter to the city. And it's something that I want to do forever. When I want to be internationally known on the microphone. I don't want to just be known for Compton, not just Las Vegas. I want to be known globally, but I need them to know like where I came from and the roots that started it. And Compton Celebrity started it for sure.
I love that. This might be jumping out the window here, but what about mayor of Compton? Huh? What about? I mean, you'd be on the mic a lot.
This is true.
And you do know a lot about the city.
I do know a lot about the city.
I could help you film some campaign videos.
I know. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. There's other videos that I feel like you would do way better, and so would I, because not mayor. I've definitely been asked that multiple times.
Oh, really?
Shout out to the mayor right now, Emma Sharif, and the previous mayor, Asia Brown, the youngest Black female mayor to be the mayor of Compton.
Oh, wow.
She was my first mentor. She helped me to start.
Oh,
Literally,
so you know each other personally?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
for
that's
sure.
cool.
I've worked with her multiple times. She helped to spearhead my first grand idea for Compton's open mic, the first open mic platform in the city. They're rent for 2 years, 200 people every last Thursday of the month.
Okay.
It was through her office.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know any of this.
I did not come to Las Vegas to play, okay?
Yeah,
I've worked
going
with,
on here. A lot going on in Compton.
a lot going on for sure. So I've worked with the last 2 mayors for sure. I probably will work with the next one as well. We'll see what happens.
How often do you go back?
I go back probably twice a month.
Oh, okay.
So I still do
you're
like a lot of
there pretty
hosting and
frequently.
events and things back in the city, just because I don't want to I'm not one of those people that I take from here and then I leave and I don't come back. I'm coming back because I want to bring back all the things that I've learned, all the people that I've met, the things that I've done. And I want the people that are still there to know, if you want to leave, you can. You should, number one. And then also, people from here do great things that don't just rap, that don't just do whatever else is being done. There are other great things that happen. They don't just have sports and play things,
Right.
There's businesses growing, and I'm a product of that.
I love that. Wow.
So no mayor. I don't
No,
like
man.
politics.
Okay, we don't like politics.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, me neither, honestly.
Yeah.
I would never want to do it. Not that I would have any opportunity or ability to do that.
You
but
never know. You never know, especially when something near and dear to your heart comes up. All of a sudden, people are like, no, I have to fight for this.
Yeah, you're out there
know?
campaigning.
All
That's
of a sudden.
true. That's
all
true.
of a sudden. But
Yeah.
I do exercise my civic duty, and I do assist people in, making sure they're, registered to vote and that they know different policies and when the council meetings are happening, 5:30 every Tuesday in Compton. But yeah,
JayBee.
I better know these things. I can't be
I
about
mean,
it and not be about it,
Listen, I'd vote for you.
Thanks.
I'd vote for you 100%. I don't live there, but
Thanks, I appreciate
wow,
it.
that's okay. No, that's
know?
great. That's great. I love that. That's
Bringing
so cool.
the hope.
So, I gotta say, I've never seen you upset or irritated ever. Not even close.
That's good to know.
What is the secret to that? What is the secret to keeping your cool?
I love what I do, and I will never allow anyone to take that away from me because of how I react. My favorite philosopher, the great Tupac, said this, but also the great Nipsey Hussle. You know, it's definitely all in how you react. It's like your
Did they both
superpower.
say that?
Yeah, yeah.
Nipsey's got a million of them.
For
Nipsey's
sure,
got a
for
million of 'em.
sure. You know, it's how I knew I was different. You know, it's a hustle, it's a motivation, it's the dedication of it. But yeah, it's all in how you react to things. Things definitely irritate me. I mean, I'm human. In this arena, things irritate me for sure. But what can I do about it? It's live. It's right now, and that's
Yep.
where I thrive. I love live. I don't really like too much scripted things. I like to be impromptu. I like to feel the moment. What's going on right now? And being mad or irritated about something that I love, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I can't do that in those spaces. Number one, I'm usually the only black person in there anyway, so they're expecting something from me, and usually it's negative. So on top of having to like kind of harbor that a little bit when it is like an injustice, let's say. But for the most part, nothing like that really happens. I'm really happy where I'm at. Everybody's super professional and knows what they're doing. I just want to make it easier for them. I want to make it easier for y'all. So being happy is a part of that. I have to be a pleasure to work with, as I love what I do.
Yeah, and you know what? The connection with fans too. It's like it's visible. It's very visible that you're enjoying yourself. It's very visible that people love to be around you and work with you, and we love that.
I love that.
We'd love to see that.
That's so great. I love to see it. Shout out to the fans, man.
Yep.
Did you see that I had a freaking sign the other day?
I did see that. That was my shot. By the way, that was my shot.
Thank you.
Yeah, I saw the
I
sign.
looked
I'm
at
like,
that,
oh, we're taking
whoa.
this. I'm like, I'm gonna hang on this sign until they take this shot.
I appreciate it.
And I think it was I think it was Jeremy directing that night, and he took
It's
the
like,
shot.
it's cool. It's cool.
Great.
They let her
Yeah,
do it.
we love to see that.
That's
great.
That's awesome. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
wow.
That's
look at me.
honestly. I mean, no disrespect to the other hosts in the city, but I've never seen that before. I've never seen a sign for one of the hosts, so that's pretty.
It's a
that's
little black
pretty
girl
cool.
magic, man.
That's pretty cool. We dig
No,
that.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm
that you dig
kidding.
that. And listen, the other thing too is HSK fans. I've said this every time I discuss HSK. HSK fans are hardcore.
Loyal.
They want to be there. Like, these are people that want to be there. They want to see the team win. They're losing their minds in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
so-
it's the epitome of family friendly and fun.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I'm all about it. I love the family stuff. I did it in Compton, doing it here. Like I love that.
Yeah.
You could feel it. And I'm all about, I got to bring the energy, but I got to have some in here for me to do that sometimes. So
Yeah, of course.
HSK fans are lit.
Yeah, I mean, and I can only imagine. I mean, sometimes I wake up and I don't even want to like go see someone, let alone like go and entertain thousands. I mean, that's got to be sometimes difficult to power through and get out there and still put on a great show.
It's kind of the only reason that I do it. Like on the days when I don't feel like doing it, I'm like, oh, I got to go do my thing because I know that I'll be happy when I leave there.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah,
I
I'm
always
like,
have a
"Ooh,
great
yes."
time. I'm not trying to talk myself out of work here, but my favorite live sports is shooting at Lee's Family Farm.
No
I love
way.
It. Oh yeah, 100%.
Is it because it's a smaller place? You don't have more running around like a Michelob Ultra or a T-Mobile or?
Our work matters there. Our work matters there. Not to lift the veil. I mean, I guess that's the point of this podcast, but our work matters there. Like for instance, and it's not to say that it's not important that we're there and that we don't have ice cold professionals doing their thing out there. But for instance, if I'm in the corner camera, if I'm on camera 4 and I'm in the corner camera and I track a puck into the net and then that replay goes up, that's my shot.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, if you're at VGK, let's say, that's someone else's shot. That's like the ESPN or whoever.
Got it. That
and
Major League.
Even at the Aces, like Aces is my favorite team. Obviously, I'm a massive Aces fan.
Shout out to the Aces.
Shout out to the Aces. Big shout out.
Period.
Go Aces. Go Aces.
Go Aces.
2025.
Oh yeah, baby. We got to do it.
Yo, shout out Coach Natalie, by the way. Shout out Coach Natalie.
God, congratulations
Shout
to the
out Coach
Valkyrie,
Natalie.
man. They got something with them, man.
Hell yeah.
They got something.
Shout out Coach Natalie. Hell yeah. I hope we are still as good without her. I don't know how we're going to be because she's an amazing coach. But
Definitely.
so even at the Aces, there's a game cam and a tight follow camera, and most of the time those shots will be taken. Even those shots will be taken by the truck camera. So
okay,
ESPN.
yeah.
So if you're on floor camera or RF, which is what I, luckily, knock on wood, is what they'll usually schedule me for, then I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
But if I'm on other cameras, it's like, it's not. It matters. What we do matters. Our work matters. But I like the feeling of I'm involved.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I'm
You're
part
a part
of the team.
It. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I like that feeling. So and it doesn't matter what we're doing at Lee's. That's always the case.
Yeah, for sure.
So we love
people.
that.
I'm sure the fans know you guys too.
Well, they know Court for sure. I can tell you that.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Everybody knows.
I don't know.
Court.
I think people call him different names, but they know him. Adam.
Adam.
What? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Charlie, we love you.
Yeah. He's well. I mean, his episode is literally, I titled it like the Vegas most famous camera guy.
Shout out to Court.
For that reason.
Yeah,
shout out
sure.
to Court. We love Court. And yeah, so yeah, people know. People definitely know some of us.
Yeah.
And that's great. I mean, what other city can you tell me that people know the camera guys at?
Nowhere.
There's no way.
Nowhere.
There's no way.
Nowhere. No way.
No.
Vegas, baby. Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Shout out to everybody at Foley. Shout out to everybody at Lee's Family Farm. Everybody at HSK.
100%.
We love that. So, speaking of that, there are very few jobs for live host for professional sports in general. Of course, there's a lot of live hosting opportunities in the entirety of Las Vegas, but in live sports, there's very few positions. So, does that make the job feel competitive to you? Like, do you feel like it's you like? Do you feel pressure because of that?
No. It is in me, not on me. I would be doing this even if I tried not to do it. I know it. I auditioned to be the in-arena host for HSK the year before that I actually got it. I didn't get it my first year. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what are they talking about? You know what I mean? What do you mean I didn't get it? Like, not even what? I mean, I was there at auditions. I saw everyone else.
Yeah. That's great.
They weren't better than me. So what was this? The person that they chose wasn't at audition. So I was like, oh, okay. So then, okay, well, then she must have been better than fine. But then that second year, I was like, oh, so I'm coming for what's mine. Let's do this. And no, I didn't feel it was competitive. Again, I was at those auditions as well. And I was like, oh, again, no one's, this is on, it's no better than me, you know? But you have to have that kind of confidence in order to even do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that for cooking. I wouldn't say that for driving. I wouldn't say that for writing a book. I would say that for in-arena hosting, though. I would say that for live impromptu speaking. I would say that for being on a stage. You don't get to be from Compton and be one of the first people to ever do a TEDx talk and not think that you have the ability to do even more. You know, there's more to me than what you see and more to you than what you do. And that's why my More to JayBee moniker on Instagram is that. It used to be just JayBee. Because I was just like, this is just who I am. This is just me. This is all. But there's more to that. And then that birthed the more, right? So like, there's more to me than just this live speaking. I can do it, but there's more to me than that. So do I feel like it's competitive? No. I feel like the people, again, doing my research, the people that have been doing it in the city have been doing it for such a long time that I do think it's time for some fresh blood in it. Definitely a different perspective, a California perspective at that.
True.
I think Vegas can be a little showy and like, you know, it's Vegas, so there's that. But there are other perspectives, especially from tourists coming and different things like that. So competitive, no. I thought it's something fresh, something new, and I'm ready to bring it. So that's what I did, and that's what I do.
I love that. That's, I mean, and you're absolutely right. I totally agree with that mindset. And, you know, the idea or the concept of abundance over scarcity and all of that, because then it's like you walk with a different energy. You know, you carry yourself differently, and you're going to execute differently. 100%.
Yeah, every time. And it's not just in arena hosting that I want to do. You know, I host on different stages. If I was afraid of every stage, then I wouldn't be on them.
Right.
I'd be waiting for somebody else to take it, or I'd be looking at someone like they're way more beautiful than I am, but I'm
Or
talented.
whatever.
Or
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah.
is, you know. But the talent speaks for itself, I think. And, you know, it's something that I don't think can really be taught. You have to like know how to do this. After auditions, they give you those cue cards and they put that camera in your face. You better be ready and be on.
Yeah.
No one's teaching you how to do this. This is not that kind of job. So, you know, you got to be ready, willing, and able to show and prove.
Yeah. You and I came on around the same time too. I came on at the end of the season before you started.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
so I only did, maybe 2 HSK games,
Okay.
maybe a handful of G League games, and then all that was over.
Wow.
So then I did a lot of aces before
Yeah.
anybody cared about the aces at all.
Wow.
I was already
You were already
a
RFing.
fan.
No way.
Oh yeah, before I started shooting aces, I was already a fan.
Well, no, because I remember first time I saw you had on that WNBA sweatshirt, and I was like, "That's the one I want. What are you doing with it?" You know, big Aces fan too, a 2-year season ticket holder, so I was already in the building. You know what I mean? 'Cause I've just been a sports fan, definitely basketball, and definitely WNBA. But yeah, that's dope. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. The newbies out here taking over.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I, you know, and it has, so I have a sort of unique perspective where I grew and you grew at the same time throughout this. And I mean, it's definitely noticeable. I mean, it's like seeing you now do your thing is like, yeah, she's out there fucking killing it.
Thank you.
So
I
yeah.
feel like I've been doing the same thing from the beginning to now. It's not that it's getting
We
boring.
always think that though.
I'm
Everybody
like,
thinks that.
am I, am I
Yeah.
changing it up a little bit?
Yeah.
Am I doing something else? Am I being more aggressive? Should I be less aggressive? Do I need to speak more like a broadcaster? Do I
Yeah.
need to yell every time? Like, just finding those sweet spots and figuring out what audience I'm in front of, like, has been a little, not challenging, but just something I think about a lot.
Yeah.
But I hope that I'm growing. I hope that I'm doing better every time, you know?
I would totally say that, and yeah, I don't think that it's that your delivery has changed so much or what it is you're saying or actually doing. I think it's just your energy, your confidence. You're settled in. You're there, you know, and it's like you whereas before you were like finding out how it fits you.
Yeah. How does
now
this
it's
work?
like
How do
now
I
you're
say
just
it?
wearing it.
Yeah.
You know, so we love that.
Yeah.
So
Allow
tell
to
me
be
about
myself.
yes, and honestly, that's the thing too. Is like, if you weren't,
It would show.
It's so apparent.
Yeah.
It's so easily to especially now in today's day and age.
Yeah.
with social media,
Inauthenticity is like,
it's like
that's not even you, girl. What you talking about?
yeah,
You know?
yeah. Isn't it so easy to spot that now?
100%.
Where not so much, maybe even 5 or 10 years ago, but now you can really see
Yeah,
it.
it's like that filter did something to you in your mind because what are you talking about? Yeah, it's super noticeable, which is why I keep my little circle little,
Yeah.
and I keep working hard on what I do because I'll always be able to stand out because of that. I'm authentic. This is what I love, and I'm not gonna let you take it away from me easily if that's what you want to do. But yeah, for sure.
So this podcast is going to actually air after the fact, but I am curious to hear about Women of Inspiration, which is coming up Friday, right?
Friday,
Which will be a Friday for quite a few Fridays back by this point, but
Okay.
but yeah, please.
We're in the future.
Yeah.
Future.
Yeah.
So the Women of Inspiration is an award ceremony put on by Women of Sports and Events, which is a nonprofit, basically social group in Las Vegas. This is one chapter of a bunch of chapters that they have for women literally in sports and events.
Yeah.
I happen to do both. I'm
Yeah.
in sports for in-arena hosting and events. My 9 to 5 is I'm a marketing and events manager for a nonprofit. Been doing events for a long time, logistics wise.
Right.
Which I also think helps me to be a better host because I kind of know how things should flow.
Yeah.
Sometimes. But yeah, so this particular awards show is to shine light and amplify some of the executive C-suite women that have been doing an amazing and phenomenal job within Las Vegas and to provide them an award for it. This is the second annual. The first one was at Allegiant Stadium. Some really cool people got honored last year, like Nikki Fargas. And then this year, Sandra Douglas Morgan, Jan Jones Blackhurst, the first female mayor of Las Vegas, Lauren O'Brien of Global Gaming at Aristocrat.
Shout out Aristocrat.
Yeah.
I've worked for Aristocrat several times.
They're awesome.
We love them.
Their community folks are awesome. Casey Flair, all the folks over there are really cool. But yeah, honoring 5 women in sports and hospitality, things like that, and just giving them their flowers. And I will be the red carpet host for said event. I've been a member of WISE for like a year now. They do a lot of social activities, games, things like that, and women that are doing awesome jobs in those things. I thought that they were calling for me to be an award winner for like Woman to Watch, which is another one, another award that they have. But they were like, we want you to be the red carpet host. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, it's going to be at Las Vegas Aces headquarters. I said, what?
Oh, sweet.
Nice. Rocky Theus will be the MC that evening. Demi LeBeau is going to be the DJ. Another woman's going to be doing all the entertainment. And I will be the red carpet host, the first person that everyone gets to speak to. And I'm excited as hell about it.
Oh, nice.
It's going to be good. I know it. I've done my research.
I believe you. I believe that. So, if you're watching now, you can go to JB's Instagram.
You know
and
it's
watch
gonna be something.
and see all the posts about that, which has now
posts.
already taken place.
Yeah,
but that's great. I had no idea. No idea. I mean, I suppose I wouldn't.
Right.
But I had no idea, and that's
you're an
super
ally.
cool.
You love sports. You love women's sports.
That's
it's all good.
that is 100% true.
Yeah.
Which is why this kind of stuff interests me. So
I'm excited to be in the room. I think some other amazing people will be in the room, and I can kind of of course, network and hub-nub. It's food and drink and get to play a little basketball on the Aces court at their headquarters. Like, who is able to say that? I'm just blessed for the opportunities and ready and always willing to do more.
I love that. See, now I'm thinking about there's definitely going to be at least one of the Aces there, and you're definitely going to get a picture with them, and I'm jealous. And it's all
You're
good.
jealous every time.
Because I can't do it. I can't do it.
I gotta be somewhere near you and just
yeah, like
BTS.
I'm over in the corner, like looking at something else.
For real.
I'm
sorry.
I almost went to because Chelsea Gray was doing what are they called? A remote at one of the Toyota dealerships.
Okay, dope.
I almost went to it and I was like, nah, don't go. Just because I was a little worried, like maybe if it's not appropriate to go,
because you film
maybe
and
I
stuff.
get in trouble.
But you're a fan. They want fans.
I know, I am a fan.
I'm in school right now at NYU for sports management, and one of our modules is all about fandom and what that means.
Yeah.
Aside from hosting.
Yeah.
My other dream, right? Because everybody sees hosting as this side gig, this hustle, right?
Yeah.
If you do it at a major league level, though, you could probably do it and actually make some really good money about it. It's not about the money for me, though. My money side of things is still with the give back and still with community. My dream is to be the VP or director of philanthropy for a sports team. I really want to help with the give back portion. I think a lot of these C-suite folks are so desensitized and separated from who needs. I know the need. You know what I mean? I'm on ear to the ground, feet on the street. You know what I mean? I want to be the person that says, here's this $100,000 check, Boys and Girls Club. Here's this $200,000 check, Collaboration Center. Here's, you know what I mean? And really give back and be a face of that. Because sometimes you see the check and you're excited about what it can do, but if you don't have it connected to the person and you don't have that connection, that relationship, what is this for? Okay, you gave me money and what? Yeah,
you don't want it to be disingenuous. You want there to be I just watched this video the other day about play the tape to the end. So so that relates to this, but what he was talking about in the video is if you get it from something and you're like, oh, I'll do it later, and then but this person on YouTube was encouraging you to play the tape all the way to the end. It's like, all right, well, are you going to do it later? What does that look like? What time is that going to happen? And if you pick it up later, what time are you going to pick it up later? How much of it are you going to get done? Is that realistic? That kind of thing. So in that, but this is a little bit more due diligence in terms of if you're gonna throw money at something, you can't just throw money at something. You have to play the tape to the end. Who is it going to? How's it going to be used?
What are they doing? Right. Yeah. How long are they using this money for? Is this only for a year? Do you guys have a 5-year plan as far as how this is going to be utilized? Are you giving it to your programs? Are you giving it to your staff? Because nonprofits are known to have high turnovers and people in those spaces aren't getting enough money. Things things like that. Like, what are you doing with this? And I know that I could be instrumental in, number one, giving it to people that maybe haven't gotten it before, but also being able to strategize and find out how we can give more.
Yeah.
How can we, show this impact report to the rest of this place, wherever we are, and show like what we've been doing, what you guys have been doing with this money.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely something that I would love to do.
I think that's great. I think you'd be a great fit for that. It's about
Thanks.
building relationships. You'd be out there in the field with people, like doing your research.
Yep. Yeah. Doing my thing and talking to them and not acting like they're like, they're going to give me something that I'm going to catch. You know what I'm saying? Other than happiness from being able to know that I help to provide some type of place, platform, money, or even just a head nod and handshake from, whatever sports team I'm working with. That sometimes can change someone's life.
Absolutely.
You know what it's like? I've watched people see me. I've met Kendrick Lamar multiple times now, and I've seen kids like run up to him and like, oh my God, it's Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Can you hear my mixtape? Or can you just give me a hug? Can you just take this picture? And they blow those pictures up and put them in their homes. And now they're like, this is what I'm aspiring to be. What if that person was me one day? You know what I mean? I want to be like JayBee. She's a VP of philanthropy at the Aces. She gives back, and she's on TV because she talks about, having a good time and having fun and community and all these things. And those things make me happy. And I would just be able to give more because I'm happy doing it.
That's a very noble goal, JB. I have to tell you.
No.
Wow,
Noble schmobile. It's just I really like it.
It's just okay, but that's my point. It's the fact that you like, that's a good thing. It's a good character trait to have. Is what I'm saying.
People make you feel, not you, but like I feel, and that could be wrong. Still human here, but people make you feel like it's not real because it's not real for them. Like, oh, you just want to give back because you want to look like a martyr. You want to look like this savior. And
Really?
It's like,
Do you think that?
I do.
Really?
I don't want to look like anything. I want to be.
Yeah.
I want to be this.
I don't know. I suppose it's different for everybody.
Social media. You see it every day. People will buy this food because they're recording them buying this food and then walking outside to record themselves giving this food to someone. You know what I mean? I don't want to be in that.
Yeah, it's different if you're making a reel and you're just talking shit, or you're filming yourself. I don't know, handing someone who is, living on the street, $5. Like that's a little lame to do. That's exploitation.
Yeah.
If you're in charge of, that's if you're in charge of where money's going, that's making an impact, and I don't think there's anything try hard or pick me about that at all.
Love it. Love that.
Yeah.
No pick me's here.
That's just me. That's just how I see it.
I feel.
So, okay, couple more for you. I feel like I'm sorry I've already kept you so long. So
please, I do this.
So, do you have a career nightmare scenario or obstacle that you had to get over, that you had to get past, that you took some kind of lesson from, that you could think of off the top of your head?
Yes. Bad events.
Mm-hmm.
I was being too nice. There was an event that I was asked to host, and it would take a lot from me, right? So like, as far as when I say take a lot from me, I mean, I would have to go from Las Vegas to LA, buy this gown because it was a formal event. Yeah. Makeup done, all the things, which I love to do, don't get me wrong, but they weren't paying me my rate. Yeah. And I'm like, okay.
That stuff costs money.
100%. People don't understand that. They think you just show up how you show up and you're supposed to do the things. Yeah. And it's like, nah, some other things that go into this, because I wouldn't have to buy that dress if I didn't have this event to go to.
Right.
Or get this makeup done without this event. So there's some prep and some extras that you got to do. And I was okay with negotiating, right? So she's like, yeah, we can't pay your rate, but we can pay this. And we're going to give you this award for Compton Celebrity because you do so much in the community. And I'm like, well, now I can't say no to this. This will be a first award for Compton Celebrity. This is really what I'm pushing. And I still get to host a room full of people I haven't been in front of, because that's always my goal. I like to be in front of rooms of people that I have not hosted in front of.
Yeah.
because I want to see how good are you really? You know, these people know you already. How these
Good
people
point.
gonna feel?
Yeah, good point.
That's how I challenge myself. But anyway, so I'm like, okay, I can do this. I say okay to this, and I probably shouldn't have. I know that I shouldn't have now. And the lesson in it was, you did your research. I did my research. I promise.
Yeah.
This reputable company, the people that were gonna that were gonna be there were, you know, reputable people. Blah blah blah. And I'm getting this award. Well, it turns out that this room of 80 people, because I did ask how many people are going to have there, all the questions to field and see what all I was going to be a part of. 80 people was 20 people. The demographic was definitely not the demographic of people I thought would be there. And I'm just talking about age-wise. Yeah. Like, I'm thinking it's a film festival. So I'm thinking like younger people. No, there were people there that didn't even speak English. It was kind of wild, and the person that hired me wasn't even there. Then she texted me right before I got there. Hey, your award didn't arrive, so you'll still be able to say your acceptance speech, but there is no award.
Oh my God!
I'm like, is this real? Not to mention, I had one of my best friends there because I always like, dang, I never have any footage. All the footage I tell everybody this all the time. I do all my own stunts. Everything you see on my website, my page, everything filmed. It's probably I probably did it.
Yeah, well,
I do all the things. Canva's my best friend. But I had to teach and learn myself, you know? So all of these things are happening around me. I go in here. I say, if I walk in and they're still setting up, it's going to be a bad event. I'm walking up these stairs. I don't even hear any music going. Yeah. I said to my best friend, it's going to be a bad event. She was like, oh, man, she bought a dress too. So I go inside. There's like 10 tables. It looks like someone's backyard church event or something. I don't know. It's like yellow. I don't know what's happening. It was terrible. It was awful. It was terrible. And I really hate that I worked with those people. I will never work with them again. I didn't even send an email saying like, you know, these are some things these are some opportunities that you have with this event. I just let it go. My mom was like, you should just not, because I was upset about it. You made me look, I thought they were making me look bad. But at the end of the day, other than the lessons that I learned, other than the fielding the questions and just making sure of some things, I learned that I'm a very good host because I was able to make those people sing, dance. Not one person of the 20, 25 people that were there didn't leave without saying something to me. Hey, JayBee, this was a great event because of you. Oh, I walked in here and I was ready to leave, but I stayed because you did your thing and you made me feel comfortable to even be here in this like random situation that we're in right now. Because it was obvious and apparent to everyone that this was not put together well. When you're a host and your name is on that flyer, people seem to think that this is your event and you put it together. Yeah. Even though it's made by someone else. And that's why I felt like it was on me. Yeah. So I was like, nope, we're going to go out of this thing with a bang. And I'm going to feel good about at least my performance tonight because they're all performances, right? And yeah, I had a lot of connections and relationships made from that day, but I was pissed. Because what the heck? Don't do people like that. But it was a challenge for me and I definitely rose to the occasion. I was so proud of myself. Because I could have definitely reacted a lot different than what was given to me. And I didn't. I rose above that one. So
good for you.
A lesson, but whatever.
I'll tell you what. I mean, it's a little bit of a different field, but it's sort of similar. You know, that's what stand-up comedians do to get good. They go into fucking rooms with 12 people in it. And it's like they don't go up there and say, it's 12 people. Guess I'm not going to be funny.
I guess I'm not going to try as hard.
They go up there and they're like, all right, well, fuck it. These 12 people are going to laugh.
Their asses off.
Yeah. And if I can do that, then I can do it with 30 people and 60 people.
Yeah.
So, so I mean, you know, paying your dues, it's part of the game. I mean, I can't tell you how many shitty parties I've shot and edited.
I'm sure. At least you don't have to talk.
Right.
Dude. It's hard.
But at least for me in those scenarios, it's like, all right, now I know, okay, use a longer lens. That way, if I'm shooting over someone's shoulder and I see, and someone's on the other side, they look closer together. Then if I'm using a wider lens, you can see like the big room is empty, you know, but like you start to do stuff to make it work. So, you know, I'm sure there's tricks and stuff that you do as a host as well.
Heck yeah. I'm not going to say them on here because people watch you. Yeah, I'm not going to say my little tricks. Gotta keep them up.
Keep it a secret, yeah. So on the other side of things, do you have a highlight moment of your career? It doesn't have to be the highlight, but just a highlight that you can think of that stands out.
Yes. One that makes me really happy every time I think about it. I was the host for a grand opening at the Natural History Museum in Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
Natural History Museum is a museum that like literally every kid in LA has gone to. That's like your number one field trip spot. You can go to the museum, you can go to the science center. There's just so many things. A rose garden over there, all kinds of things. And I was chosen
Same
to...
thing in New York, by the way.
Oh,
Same thing.
dope.
Everybody, I don't know, same company, but if you've been to one museum, you've been to the Museum of Natural History in New York.
Got to, especially as a child. So I'm just like, whoa, I've been to this place so many times. The La Brea Tar Pit, all the things that are over here that are like historical monuments. And I get to stand on this stage and bring in... I was opening some restaurants that were going to be at the Natural History Museum, and I thought that I would be terrible. There's another room of people that I know I have never been around before.
Yeah.
These are stakeholders, donors. These are people from the community. These are other, restaurateurs. These are anybody was open. You know what I mean? So one of my favorite politicians, like I said, I don't like politics, but one of my favorite politicians, her name is Holly J. Mitchell. She is out of L.A., and I knew she was going to be there. So I was like, okay, let me see how I'm going to work this. I just want to do something with her. I don't know. I just feel like she's really for the people, Anyway, I'm at this Natural History Museum, and I don't know what came over me that night. I wasn't nervous anymore. It was a big event. It was like really beautiful, and all these people that I've never been around. And I just started waving at people. Like I'm standing at the podium and everyone's in their seats. They're about to get started.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, hi, hey, what's up? They're not going to, no one knows on the other side of me what's happening. No one knows who I'm really looking at because no one knows me. You know what I mean? So it just made me feel like, I don't know, it was a trick that I did on myself to make me feel like I knew the people in there.
I love that. That's such
awesome.
A good idea.
I love that. It like tricked me. You know what I mean? And after that, I wasn't nervous anymore. Everything flowed super smoothly. I knew two people that were just sitting in the front row doing my research. And, one lady was there. We had almost like a similar outfit on, just like print-wise, animal print. And then her husband sitting next to her, he was bald. So I was like, all right, guys, we're back from our intermission. So glad you guys are back with us. Excited to have you here. I see, Sarah and Dan. Yeah. Why not? I see Sarah here has a similar outfit as me. Okay, going in your closet. I see your husband Dan is here, bald like me. I see we got the memo. Like, things like that make it like you're not laughing at me. You're laughing with me. And now we're having a good time. And now I can talk about whatever else I was going to talk about. But I talk to people, and I talk about this in my public speaking course that I now do, Talk It Like You Walk It, in big rooms like that, because most people are the opposite of me. They are scared of big rooms and not small ones. I talk to the whole room like I'm talking to one person or two people, because now it's like it's me and you, but it's also me and you over there, and it's also me and you over there. I'm building these relationships and talking to the people because I'm able to look at them in this audience. And so I feel like when you're able to when you're able to talk to them personally like that, even though you're in a big room, that person will come up to you and say, I had a really good time with you. Yeah. And so this was a highlight because Holly J. Mitchell came up to me afterwards and was like, that was so good. You're so funny. You're so great. Here's my card. You should host my da-da-da-da. Let's take a picture. And I'm like, this is who I came for,
Yeah. That's great.
It was awesome. I go into every single event with one motive in mind, whatever that motive might be for that event, other than do a great job, right? Make one connection. Let's see who else I can host for. Let's see what other event I could possibly do or help, or who's here that wants to be a public speaker that doesn't quite know how, you know, things like that. One connection, could lead to 1,000 doors opening for. So that was a highlight for me.
I love that. And you know what? This is the interesting thing about public speaking is people want you to do good. They're standing there, they're sitting there waiting. Yeah. And they're like, do
it's good. Like your mom, when she sees her baby go on the stage and, they're doing their first, performance in front of the school. And she's like, come on, that's my baby. Yeah. You're everybody's baby down there.
Yeah.
They want you to do good.
Yeah. They want you to do good. And so when you seem comfortable up there, they're comfortable. It's a very weird relationship, like speaker and audience.
Energy. It is energy.
Yeah.
All day long.
Yeah.
When somebody walks in the room, whether their face is like screwed up or whatever, they're their energy tells you something. If they have their shoulders down, their head down, they looking like, all right, here we go, y'all. They haven't even spoken yet, right? It just looks like, here we go,
like
y'all.
they look like they don't want to be there, or they look uncomfortable.
Energy. So now I'm about to slump in my chair, and I'm about to lean over and not care about it because you don't care. So why do I?
Right.
You know, I'm coming in, even if it seems like it's going to be boring or a whack event with 20 tables, I'm going to come in like, oh, we're about to have a good time in here, because whether it's 1 or 1,000, I keep it 1,000 and I want to do this. So we're about to have a good time, and I'm going to make you. Otherwise you shouldn't have came.
Love that. I really do love that story. That's a great story.
Thanks.
That's a really great story. Yeah, that's so fun. And to think about it too, like to think that you didn't know how you were going to do, and then you like, it just came to you to just be like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
Like, that's great. It's so simple. I love stuff like that. Like, where it's not this convoluted thing. It's just a simple mechanism. You felt comfortable. They feel comfortable. You look like you belong up there, and then bang, you do a great job.
Yeah, they have no idea.
I love that. I love that. All right, JayBee, I got one more for you.
Okay.
So, for young people coming up, maybe they want to be an author. Maybe they want to be an in-arena host at a live event for a professional sports team. As a part of a team that is award-winning team.
Period.
For the best in all minor league sports.
Period. Let's go.
What would you say to them?
Do it. Wow. I would say to anyone who wants to be an in-arena host, who wants to do great things, just believe. Just got to believe in yourself. Try. Do things that other people aren't doing. Research. Read. Watch the videos and actually take them into account. Write it down. Figure out what your plan is. If someone was to walk up to you right now and say, I have the money that you need to get what you want off the ground, all you have to do is tell me how you're going to do it. Be prepared. If you get ready, you won't have to get ready because you're ready. So believe in yourself and be ready.
That's great. That's simple. Very concise answer.
You know?
JayBee, all right. Please share your socials, and if there's anything that you're working on that you'd like people to check out.
Oh, man. So many things. I feel like I have such a long list of things.
Go for it. We got time.
One woman show. All right, y'all. Your girl JayBee in the place to be. Shout out to Rob. I appreciate you so much. You find me on all platforms at More to JayBee, MORE, 2, JAYBEE. I'm sure it'll be written somewhere. More to me than what you see, and more to you than what you do. An author, Straight Out of Chemo, Fight for Love and Life, is on Amazon right now. Get that. I'm hosting things all over the place, definitely for Henderson Silver Knights, for Vegas Nighthawks. And I also have just started a public speaking workshop. I call it a boot camp. Talk it like you walk it. Just helping people get more familiar and happy with the stage and with themselves, and that, self-esteem.
Number one biggest fear.
It is public speaking. Yes, it is. Good job. But I'm here.
Research.
Period. And I'm here to help you with your biggest fears. And then, oh my God, I don't know what else to say. Oh, Compton Celebrity. I am trying to broaden this, to make it bigger. So if anybody has some ideas on that and how I could make this be bigger, if there's anyone that knows how to do websites, because again, I do my own stunts and I'm not great at it. There's that. But I love wardrobe styling. I think people don't know that about me. So this is right here, first time in Vegas. If anybody wants to get cute, let me help you. I'm trying to dress somebody down one of those WNBA tunnels, man.
Yeah.
I could put it on. I love me some fashion. So that's me.
Yay, JayBee, thank you so much.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
That was a good one. That was a fun one. Wow. We got so much. We covered a lot. We did a lot.